Assalamu alaikum. Welcome and karibuni to our room of Zanzibar's kitchen. Today we are going to make this gorgeous, delicious mitai. These are from Mombasa. So I start by using 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, a tablespoon of granulated sugar, a pinch of salt, about half a teaspoon of cardamom powder. You can always add more or less. And then some coconut milk. I have about a cup of coconut milk, so I just use a little bit just to mix the yeast and the sugar. And then I sift in the flour. I use all-purpose flour, which is about 2.5 cups, and I'll write it in grams in the description box below. So once I finish sifting, I add 2 tablespoons of ghee, and then we sift this. I sift it with my hands, and then I start kneading using the coconut milk. So I had total about a cup. Then you may need more or you may need less. Now, mitai is not a Tanzanian thing, but some of us love it. So I had to go to Mombasa and borrow it from a lady called Mapishi Rahisi. She has beautiful recipes. I will link her channel in the description box below if you would like to visit her and give her some support. So this dough is like mandazi, but a little bit lighter. And if you need to add more coconut milk, please go ahead and do so. So this takes about 5 to 7 minutes, not much. Then once my dough is done, I place it in a bowl. And as always, I prefer to use a bit of oil so that the dough rises easily without sticking on the sides. All right, so you may need 45 minutes to an hour. Mine took about 50 minutes. It was pretty warm. So now we're ready to roll. These are very simple and they're really, really addictive. Okay, so we're just going to roll this. And you want to roll it like not very thick, just enough, something like chapati. Because when they're too thick, they become too doughy. And when they're too thin, they do not open up. So you want them to open up and be a little bit hollow inside. Okay, so that's a trick. All right, but they still taste amazing, even if they're thick or thin. Okay, so I got them in diamond shape here. My kids love this, and it's been a while since we made this. And I said, you know what, let me share it with my other audiences, and also some of our people from Tanzania do not know about this beautiful recipe. All right, so my oil is ready. I've got it on the heat there, and you can make these diamonds as small if you want, but these are kind of medium. And once you cut them, they do not need to be left to rise again. You just fry them immediately. So just like that. And the oil is not too hot, just enough, maybe about 300 degrees Fahrenheit, not too hot. All right, so this would take about 5 to 6 minutes to fry. And also it depends on the color that you're looking for. And if you have a bigger frying pan, you may need to just fry them only one batch, but my frying pan was small, so I did it 3 times. All right, so I like this color. They look nice when they're coated with the sugar, when they're light like this, but it's up to you. And you can have this with tea or coffee. I had this for my daughter. She had a tea party for her friends, so she remembered mitai. All right, so this is it, and you see how beautiful they are. And very simple, you know. Then now I'm going to fry the rest, and I'm going to start preparing the sugar syrup, which we call it Shira. Now for the Shira, I use almost a cup of sugar and equal measurement for the water, but I think 3/4 is enough. This is like how she did, 3/4 cup. And then I added a little bit of cardamom powder, which is totally optional, and a teaspoon of vanilla, which is also optional, but with vanilla it tastes really good. So I brought this to a boil until like about 5 minutes. You get plenty of bubbles like this, and you have to be very careful to check this out. Wanna be sticky just like that. And at this point, I prefer to turn my heat off because chances are gonna be that the sugar is going to caramelize. So the heat is off, and I'm using my spatula gently. You don't wanna smash them. And if you do have a bigger pot, you can just I don't know what you call in English, like shake, 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 and they'll be ready. So as the sugar cools, it coats very well into the mitai. As you can see, this is like visheti. If you have seen how we make visheti, it's the same way, right? So you're just gonna keep tossing like that, and they'll be ready. I thought my frying pan was big enough, and as you can see, now the sugar crystals are separated, or they are loose, just like that, and they look like they're coated with snow, just like that. Thank you so much for watching. For more recipes, please visit me at Rome of Zanzibar. You'll find all the ingredients and measurements in the description box below, and you have a wonderful day. Look how beautiful these are.